What's going on, Hard Walk fam? All right, so videos uploaded, and I am back for this monologue. I am back. Yesterday, I told y'all I was gonna upload a video and tell y'all about my walk in the airport. Here's what happened. As y'all know from the daily journal videos, over the weekend I did road trips, right? So I left from Houston, drove to Atlanta. It's like a 12-hour plus road trip. So left from Houston, drove to Atlanta, pick up my sisters in Atlanta, um, slept, slept for about, I don't know, 5.5 hours, maybe 6, and then drove back from Atlanta back to Houston. So left Friday night, drove, got there Saturday morning, slept, and then drove back Saturday afternoon, into wee hours of Sunday morning. I think I got back into Houston something like 4 a.m. Sunday morning. So I spent my whole weekend just road tripping. So anyway, when I did that video yesterday, the one at the airport, I was picking back up my car because I drove a rental car. And while I was at the airport, right, when I was headed to go pick up my car, I was at the airport. And you know, when you're in the airport and you're like walking through the terminals, some of the terminals have these very long hallways. Essentially, when I dropped back off the rental car and was headed to pick up my personal car out of the parking garage, where this space was in the terminal, there was this very long hallway inside that was air conditioned, and it felt just right. And when I walked the length of that terminal the first time, I said to myself, yo, this would be a good spot to just do my walk today. So I brought up my exercise thing, my exercise app on my watch, and decided that I'm just gonna do at least a walk right now. Like, might as well make use of this nice little corridor in the concourse. So I start doing laps back and forth, back and forth. And I guarantee there were a couple TSA agents that were in this area, like there's one dude sitting in there having his lunch, and a couple others came out there to like have maybe their break or something. And so I'm thinking to myself, this is probably where a couple of TSA agents come to hang out. And then there are a couple pilots that came in through there. But here I am just going back and forth, just walking back and forth, and just thinking, brainstorming while I'm in there. Because I like to just think about things that are on my mind while I'm on my walk, right? And I'm not trying to pace myself or anything. And I wasn't thinking too much of it other than let me probably do like 10 or 15 minutes and just get a walk in. Now, once I start getting closer to the 15-minute mark, I looked down at my watch and I'm getting real close to a mile, and I was like, wait, what? So I'm like, hold up, because it's a very long hallway. So I was like, hold up, I'm almost at a mile. And so I forgot the time exactly, and I probably should have looked it up. But I think I did the mile I got to a mile marker in like 17 minutes something. And so I was a little bit blown away. I ain't gonna hold y'all. For me to walk a mile in 17 minutes plus, let's call it 18 minutes, right? Give myself some grace. So, yep, I just looked at the fitness app on my watch. So I did that mile in 17 minutes, 56 seconds. That is crazy. That's crazy work. So I did that mile in, call it 18 minutes. Yo, that's an accomplishment for me to walk a mile in 18 minutes, for a number of reasons. One, the shape I'm in, because I'm still not in good shape. I'm in no shape. And two, I just got started back up like maybe a month and a half ago with trying to eat better, drinking more water, and trying to get active again, trying to get the hard walk going again, um, with the intentions of this time really sticking it through. So, um, believe me when I tell y'all, this whole hard walk thing has been in the works for years, almost a decade at this point, and has definitely been a struggle on a lot of fronts. And it just feels like a huge deal. It felt like a huge win for me yesterday to just kind of surprise myself walking that mile that quickly. So I wanted to share that with y'all because it felt like a win. And a lot of times I feel like I don't always celebrate my wins like I should. And so, yeah, I wanted to record the video and share that with y'all. Um, so then on my way back, I, uh, I was also like using the drive as a tool. So here's something I don't think I've ever kind of put out in this channel or in this space, in these spaces. I know I've talked about being an Army vet, being a vet that's been overseas, a combat veteran, being in the military before and all that. Things I haven't really talked about much though is the fact that I do deal with post-traumatic stress disorder. I do deal with depression, and those mental health um, issues have been struggles for me as well. Like I jokingly will call them my demons. I struggle with my demons, but those mental health issues have been struggles for me as well. And those concerns have also absolutely um, factored into the hard walk as far as being one of the contributing factors why I would say my overall health and wellness has been a challenge. So driving, like me going on these road trips, and even me this drive yesterday going to the airport, driving has always been one of the things that I find therapeutic. And so I was also using that little drive to the airport yesterday as a way to clear my head. On my way back from the airport, I stopped at a store. I pulled into a store because something had happened earlier in the day that kind of ticked me off. And I was like to myself thinking, nah, I'm probably gonna just pick up a vape pen. And I pulled up to the store parking lot, and then I thought to myself, yo, you had such a huge win with that walk today. Bruh, don't do that. Don't do that. You can't go mess up that win. You know what I mean? And so I sat there in the parking lot of the store, and when I thought that to myself, I was like, yeah, I ain't finna mess up that win. And so I just took off, went back home. And I thought about that, and that in itself was another win. And for me, it's not that vaping was ever an issue, right? It's something that I messed with a little bit. It was never anything that actually concerned me. Although I'm not here to discuss vaping or smoking or anything to say that stuff is bad for you. I know that they are. Um, it was that kind of thing was more like a clutch, just like I did. A lot of people don't really know this. Spoke briefly. One when I was in the military, and then back when I was in college, because it was kind of like I did this when I was stressed type thing. I started in the military because it was a way for me to get a break. And I know that a lot of people did that, and that was our excuse. It was like, yeah, I can get a break if I can get a smoke break. As crazy as that sounds, especially in these times. But anyway, like, but it was just such a win for me to get to the store and be like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I've been working bit by bit to try to get on such good footing right now. And that walk yesterday in the airport was such a good win for me that I was like, yo, I'm not gonna mess that up. I mean, like, mm-mm, mm-mm. But anyway, Hard Rock fam, I definitely got deep today than I probably ever have gotten on this channel. I talk about some stuff that I don't think I've ever discussed on here. Like mentioning that I, deal with some mental health struggles, the PTSD and the depression stuff. I don't think is anything that I've ever touched on here. But yeah, I think that is something that I'll probably think about how I approach on the space. But at the same time, I thought about it, and I actually had mentioned it to one of my therapists, because I'm like, you know what? That is a part of me, though, and it is a part of who I am. Like, especially like the PTSD stuff, it's like that is a part of who I am as a vet, as somebody who has served and been overseas and dealt with some stuff from going overseas. Like, excuse me, I can't take that away. It's me. It's defined me as a person. But yeah, the main reason I wanted to do this video is, again, to be like, yo, y'all, that walk, don't get me wrong, it still was a hard walk, but yo, your boy's making some progress. You know what I mean? Your boy's making some gains. That 1 mile in 18 minutes? Hey, yo, we getting there, y'all. We getting there. But anyway, I hope y'all are taking care of yourselves. I hope you are also, being inspired and trying to also work on things to make yourselves better. Do things that, I would say, do things that you are proud of. Do things that give you a win. You know what I mean? Because I'm telling you, when you give yourself those wins, celebrate them and feel good about your wins. Give yourself credit for your wins. All right? Hard Walk fam, I appreciate y'all for checking in with me. One love. I'm out.